CY Show, brought to you by Anheuser-Busch and PlayScore, and a good afternoon, sir. How the heck are you?
Hey, guys, I'm well. How are you all?
Well, it was a lot of fun watching your baseball team again over the weekend. Where's your mind at right now with this start and so many moving parts as always?
Well, I think we're, thrilled with the record, obviously. It's a great start, as good as we could have asked for. And, to come out of spring training and to start the season, the first 10 to win 8 against some pretty good teams is certainly, beyond expectation in some ways. And in other ways, focusing on the things that we have to do better. I mean, certainly we don't feel like we've played our best baseball. We've pitched really well. Offensively, we've gotten some timely hitting. We've run the bases well, but I don't think our bats have busted out at the level that we're expecting. Yet we've still found a way to win games, and I think that's a good characteristic to have, that when you're not playing your best baseball, you still find a way to win.
How hands-on do you get when it's the hitting that's struggling? A 193 team batting average. It's unbelievable to have won 8 of these games. It's just awesome. So how hands-on do you get, or whose role is it? What's the process like of getting this resolved?
Well, I think it just depends on the timing, and it's too early right now to start worrying or panicking or making significant adjustments. I mean, I think we have to obviously stay in tune with what's going on, the way guys are swinging it, and trends over a certain period of time. But 10 days in is way too early. These guys are really established, good players, good hitters, and they're going to get hot at some point. So I think right now our job is to support them, continue to give them the resources they need, remind them how good they are, and know that it's going to come together at some point.
Well, the pitching's been sensational, and Nathan Eovaldi getting the start tonight. We saw some videos of snow at Wrigley Field. CY, what are the challenges when it comes to pitching and playing in cold weather?
Well, it's just keeping your body temperature up, keeping a feel for the baseball. It's normally the cold weather means it's going to be a dry baseball, a little bit tough to get a grip, so to speak. So I think just keeping your body temperature up, being able to get a little moisture here and there to keep a feel for the baseball. But Evo's pitched in Boston. He's pitched in New York. He's going to have no trouble with it. He knows what to expect. He's a gamer. My guess is he's embraced this already. He's excited to pitch in these conditions, and is going to find a way to turn it into some type of competitive advantage.
I want to circle back with Evo with you, and he's been brilliant through his first 2 starts, the complete game shutout that he had against the Reds. And I don't know how much you pay attention to these top 100 lists. Eovaldi wasn't even a part of the top 100 list per ESPN, and I think Major League Baseball, both of them. Is he the most underrated pitcher in the game right now?
Well, I think he certainly, if he wasn't in the top 100 list, I would say he is underrated. He's not underrated to us, and that's what I can assure you, that we value everything he brings in terms of the competitor, the performance on the field, and who he is as a person and what he means to our team. So in terms of the Texas Rangers, he's not undervalued at all, not underrated. If the rest of the league or Major League Baseball doesn't recognize that, then that's their loss. But we certainly value everything he's about, and we're so thankful he's here.
Hey, CY, with Jack Leiter getting off to such a really nice start for you, though, any update on his situation with the blister?
Yeah, it's healing up. There's some new skin growing in, and it's not as raw as it was a couple days ago. It's one of these things where, every week, if we continue to run him out there, it's going to get a little bit worse to the point where we're, missing significant time. So we felt like it was prudent just to nip this in the bud right now and give him some extra time to heal, get this right. And hopefully he'll roll right back into the rotation, pick up where he left off as soon as this feels better, which should be right at the end of the 15-day IL stint.
Yeah, well, if he needs any extra fingers or anything like that, I'd be happy to give mine up so he can continue to pitch.
How hard does your finger throw a fastball?
I'll tell you what, I will do anything to get Jack Leiter the ability to go back out there and pitch. He's just done such a great job.
Well, we don't want your 68-mile-an-hour fastballs. We want his 100 miles.
See why? It's just it's a finger, right? It's a finger. It has skin on it, right?
He's telling you to keep your damn finger, Brian.
So
no, I appreciate the offer. I'll let Jack know.
I'm sure he'll be real happy about that.
Is Patrick Corbin already ready to rock then?
He is. He did a great job of keeping himself in shape. Just a veteran pitcher who knew what spring training's about, was able to kind of mimic spring training at home. He came in through a live BP the first day he showed up, and I think through 5 innings in that simulated live BP, in Arlington before the season started. He went out and through one rehab start was ready to make a second, and we had an injury pop up, and we needed to recall him. So he's ready to go. His pitch count's built up. I'm sure he's not midseason form yet, but our hope is that he can be competitive, go out and keep the game close, give our offense a chance to get going, and give us a chance to win the game.
Is there any update on Cody Bradford? And with Patrick Corbin starting tomorrow, do you see an importance in trying to keep a lefty in the rotation?
Well, it's always nice to have variety and different looks, and the hitters can't adjust. They can't go into a game saying this pitcher looks the same as the guy we saw yesterday. So having some variance there is important, and certainly with Patrick being left-handed, it does allow us to mix it up a little bit. Cody Bradford offers the same. Cody continues to progress. He's doing very well. Our hope is that he'll begin a throwing program next week. And we'll continue to monitor it and see where it goes from there. But so far, so good. He's feeling great. John Gray is making great progress. The x-rays have showed he continues to heal. So we're getting good news on the medical front. Nothing that is imminent in terms of either player's return. However, better than the opposite where we're receiving bad news or getting timelines pushed back.
CY, when you were talking about the hitting early and the guys, the way they're prepping and stuff, and these guys, they put a lot of pressure on themselves. As a GM and it was the vice president of operations, all that stuff. Do you ever go up and just say, hey, put your arm around him and say, hey, it's cool, we're good, man, we're winning games, just keep rolling, just keep doing what you're doing, that way, or do you just leave guys alone when they're in those kinds of situations?
Well, it's both, and it depends on the individual. But I think I always err on the side of players deserve to hear the organization believes in them and is supporting them, And I think that when you show that, it also allows you to, in some ways have some accountability when you have to have the opposite conversations of, hey, we need a little bit better from you. So I always want the guys to know that we're in their corner, that we support them. I know how hard this game is. I've been through just about every up and down that you can have in this game. And so I recognize the struggles. I know how they take it home with them. I know what it means to their families. I know when they walk in that clubhouse and the sense of responsibility they feel to their teammates when they're not performing. It's a hard thing. And so I want them to understand that we get it, we know it, but this is a team. And this is all 26 players coming together. And every night somebody else stepping up and finding a way. And on any given night, it'll be somebody different. And it may be tonight the player who's been struggling the last 5 or 6 games stepping up and helping us win a game.
Chris Young here with you on The Fan. Okay, so after 4.5 years on the job, the day-to-day managing of expectations and the struggles and the stresses of the season, how different is it for you, CY, compared to competing as a player?
Well, it's a lot different. It's one of the things that I've had to learn and grow in this role in terms of just being able to manage the ups and downs and so many different things coming my direction. One of the things I loved about being a player was that every day when I showed up to the ballpark, I knew exactly what I needed to do to prepare, and I controlled that preparation and the ways I was going to help the team win. In this role, you get hit from a number of different directions. There are a lot of things that pop up throughout the day, and you're really there to try to provide guidance, support, vision, and accountability to everybody else. And allow them to go do their jobs respectively so that collectively the entire organization can succeed. And so what that means on a given day, I'm not always positive what the day is going to bring, but knowing that it's my job to be available and provide support, and it's not always perfectly clear, and sometimes I don't have the answers, which makes it hard as well. But as a player, I knew what I needed to do, and in this role, oftentimes it's not as clear.
All right, CY, here's my weird question for you. As a pitcher, was your hottest game you ever pitched and your coldest game you ever pitched when you were in Kansas City?
Oh, in Kansas City. Trying to think about a hot game. I can remember some cold games. When I was with the Royals, we opened in Minnesota one year. It wasn't in Kansas City, but I was a Royal, and it was light snow coming down, and I was in the bullpen that game, and our starting pitcher hurt his hamstring in the second or third inning. So I had to get loose really quickly and go in the game, which I wasn't used to. And I was kind of later in my career where the body didn't respond as well. But and then the hottest game, I remember a couple games in St. Louis pitching against the Cardinals that were just as hot as anything I can remember. So And then certainly there was no place hotter in the world than old ballpark in Arlington and the visitors' bullpen surrounded in concrete. That was one of the hottest places I've ever been.
Well, I figured that was probably because being in Kansas City, I've froze to death there watching football, and I've also sweated just profusely at that place. So I thought I caught you at the same spot.
Well, it makes you grateful for the dome that we have and the environment that we have. That every day
cheering you on. Yeah, there we go.
It was a cold, gray day outside yesterday, and it was a great place to come. And our hope is that, as the weather heats up here, that our fans want to come to a great environment, watch a great team play, and that we give them a reason to come.
Chris Young here with you on the Fan. Just a couple of minutes here. I did want to kind of fall on my own sword here. After opening day, I was like, what do they see in Luke Jackson? And once again, it's been my lack of baseball expertise has been exposed here as you guys you found one there, and he's been great so far. What'd you like about Luke Jackson? What's going well for him?
Well, Luke has an established track record of a very good Major League pitcher, and he's won a World Series with the Braves. He has some closing experience, and I think most importantly, it's a player who maybe slipped through the market this winter. And, oftentimes you'll find guys like that who are established Major League players who maybe don't get valued in the market. They have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and I think that's a good thing. And Luke certainly has that. He's pitching with edge, and he wants to prove to the industry that he's better than he was valued, so to speak. And we're very thankful we had the opportunity to sign him. He's been an important part of our early season success here, and will continue to be throughout the year. And the opening day blip that happens, it'll happen again. But more importantly, he bounced back and showed his character, and he's just a winning player.
When it comes to those blips yesterday, and we're big fans of Mark Church, got to meet him during spring training. Awesome dude. But what can a young pitcher like Mark learn from a game like yesterday?
Just resilience. I think that's the first thing. Next time he gets the ball, going back out there and attacking the strike zone. He walked the 9-hitter. That's a big no-no. You got to come in and attack, especially the bottom of the lineup. You got to just go right after those guys because you're going to get in trouble at the top of the lineup if you got runners on base. So giving himself a little bit of room for error in terms of attacking and not beating himself, that's the main thing. But I always say one of the hardest things about being a Major League Baseball player is on any given night, you're going to be the worst player out on the field. And to fail in front of 30, 40,000 fans and then show up the very next day with the confidence that you're going to go out and get the job done, that can be a hard thing to do, especially for a young player. And for Mark, it's going to be one of the things we look for in his resilience and perseverance in terms of bouncing back from an outing like that and showing that, hey, I'm better than that and I'm going to go get the job done.
You're the man. Give these Cubs hell. We'll be pulling for you.
Guys, thanks so much. Have a great week.